Okay, I'm inside the MetaTrader. I'm playing back 4-hour chart on the euro dollar going back about 4 years. So I'm using my ATR at the bottom there. I'm also running a robot in the background, which is going to only trade from like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to about, say about midnight. It's going to start looking for trades, but it's not going to trade any other time than that. So it does pretty good as long as you limit its trading. So a really bad robot that's limited to, if it starts to lose money and it only takes a few trades, and right there you're kind of ahead of the game. So a really crude entry technique. Also, I wanted to build a, it looks really pretty, is the smooth moving averages presented as candles. So my version of a cloud trading. So those templates are fun to build. And so on the weekend is the time to kind of build a template, maybe something crude, something fancy. Yeah, you could put 40 indicators on there. The only problem when you see people start putting indicators on the bottom, you start to lose the depth of market that you can see. Like if this chart looks like that, you're like, okay, I don't really see the trade in there. I mean, so if you're like this, you're like, oh yeah, it was going up. That's and here you're like, I don't know, it's like going sideways. I mean, I think the way you frame the market's going to affect your view of it, especially if you're going to ignore your indicators on all your moving averages. So if I put a moving average on top of this thing, if I can insert moving averages at this while it's playing back, I can just build a manual template. I got some fancy stuff, but this is my 100 pip grid, so I can put on the 1 period moving averages. I'm sure we all played with this, and of course, I know the no-nonsense guy says, well, these are just not good enough. There are plenty. You mean you're just going to use a 5 period moving? Yeah, because if you have a rule system for the fucking thing, you can trade it, you know. So, and also, what is the rule is dictating the trade? The trade is spelled out by the indicator. The indicator is telling you, you got to trade like this on that. That's going to be X kind of, that's going to have to be a market order. You have to babysit it till it comes, pulls back below the 5 period. As soon as you look at the indicator, you go, yeah, I guess the rule on that would be, it's not like you have to go through all of this back testing and oh my God, and just, you know, don't think you can just use any indicator. I mean, that was designed for aircrafts and that was designed for dildos, and you can't just, why not? Dude, it's just the moving average of dildos, okay? What the fuck? So I think it's just harebrained when people say, oh, you can't do that. You can't? 5 period linear weighted moving average on a 4-hour chart. Can anybody see the trades on this? You have to trade it at the market. If you're using a moving average on close, obviously you've calibrated your system to what has it done in the last 4 hours? I don't know, Jake. Looks like it pulled back. Okay, buy one. It pulled back again and it's going down. Buy one. So a rule system that's clean and simple. Okay, it's all about simple. It ain't about fucking all this shit. The Fibonacci's. Dude, a guy with a moving average is making way more money than a guy with a Fibonacci. He has to be. The Fibonacci isn't a representation of what's happening now. It's like, well, I could retrace to here. That's limit order entry. So that's why people get killed. Well, anybody gets killed if they're in too big, in too narrow a zone, because they can't afford the overshoot. If you sell up into the top and it keeps going up like this, I'm shorting dead people on the side here. I think I got some black market bet going. So I noticed the numbers on the United States came in a little bit slightly shy of yesterday. I think we were able to pull off 1,300. But New York is the one that's on the brunt of it because these people are packed on the subway. They're humping each other in the subway. I mean, what the fuck is everybody? Why is reality so tough to take? Why do people want to schmooze reality? You can't. By the way, I've got buy limits in these pockets. I noticed the robot here. It's a stop entry robot. He just went long. He's about to get stopped out on a 10K. How's the robot doing? He's treading water. So I was able to make money on my breakout system. I stuck with the program of only trading hedged breakouts. So you have to go to the Dominican Republic, apparently. And this thing that I saw Ryan Brown running, I looked at it, and people are claiming it's Hugo's Way. If it is Hugo's Way liquidity providers, when 5 p.m. comes, forget about it. You can't trade this breakout strategy. You got to have you got to have a broker. Well, okay. If the spreads tighten up, it's 7 o'clock at night as the spreads tighten up, pull the trigger and go to sleep. If you're going to go to sleep at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, it's kind of a classic strategy. Instead of the London breakout, it's the breakout before the London breakout, right? Because the London breakout could be a trap. I mean, the idea that the London breakout's the breakout to trade is hysterical. Logically, the only breakout to trade is Sunday night and at night. The whole point of Forex is this 24-hour market. And you got a great window of opportunity, but people are like, oh, it's not going anywhere. And then when it takes off, they're like, oh, look, it's going up. Okay, you just increased your risk. So maybe you do buy and chase one. But you can't chase them all. Sometimes you got to wait for them to come to you. I would have got filled here. I had my buy limits in that box. Also here, it looks like the robot just went long. Look, now he's got a trailing stop. He's locked in profits. That's why this robot, as dumb as it is, makes money. All right, you probably can't see I got the wrong color. I got to put white in here for the colors. Background. So that's the other thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's all right. I just blinded myself. But it's a bottomless pit of insanity here. So I go super dark here. I'm going to go custom. Not into their colors too much. Okay, so we would have got filled here on the robot went long, I think because of this breakout, or I don't know. Supposedly it's a breakout, but I would be out of the trade right now. If it was me, the 4-hour robot just would have sold at the market just now because it's screaming up. And I'm out. I go flat. And now I'd put in shallow limits. So I keep changing your tactics. After this big explosion, you've either sold at the market or you're flat from this scalp. Now, the 5-period moving average trade. Is this guy cleaning up? Yeah, it's a lot of work, though. I think you can see his trades in here. So there's all sorts of people in here making money from just the dumbest goober trade plans in the world. I mean, you don't even need a cloud. If you're a high-frequency trader on the 4-hour chart, you're going to sell. As soon as it crosses over the 5, you're in sell mode. Isn't that obvious? Every book's got the same bullshit rule system. This is just going to be my bullshit rule system for this. Now, the one thing that makes this kind of like the Holy Grail is because it's tight. You're going to know right away. They're going to know it crosses over, pulls back to the 5 linear weighted. You pull the trigger, you go long. Not to mention, if you have a clue of structure, we're about to fill this hole all the way to the tippy top till the sellers come in. This is 4 years ago. This data is 4 years ago. This is Sunday night. Does anybody see a pattern here? They open on Sunday. They drive it down the whole fucking week, and then they drive it up the whole fucking week. I'm sorry, but I'm so angry about this carnivorous thing. So, and then this is Friday's high. They tip it to Friday's high, and people that think it's going to keep going to the moon are like, oh, look at that. It's going to keep going up. Gerald, look, the moving average was right. It's going up. Okay, this is where people are like, see, it doesn't work. I bought to the pullback of the moving average. Oh, fuck. Dude, if you didn't think there was people selling above here to pull it back below there, maybe one guy, he sees that happens. That's been known to happen. It may come back to the breakout of this point. All the meanwhile, people that are just goobers, they're just like, dude, I just bought this pullback and this pullback. I'm long 2K. I'm up, I'm out. if we ran a histogram of and all you have to do is, MACD is just a histogram of the difference. Moving average convergence, divergence. How about 1 period against the 5 period convergence, divergence? You see this hole's bigger, right? So as soon as you understand how MACD is created, you don't need to, hopefully you don't need to see that this is a bigger gap and this is kind of big and then it gets very tiny. Here there is no divergence because this gap is smaller than this. This really goes nuts. But if you're trading on the clock, if you're trading every 4 hours, you don't care about wicks. Your trade plan's not based on wicks. At least your entry isn't. Your exit may be when it pulls back, 8-hour pullback to the screaming moving average. And we still haven't plowed through this top. And when we get to here, there are people that are going to get out. I guarantee you, if you go down the 5-minute chart, you're going to see people scalp that, ripped it back, and then, wow, just pounding into the end of the week. Pounding it like a raped date, okay? It's just, these markets just pound people. Now it's kind of in drift mode. But the same trade plan with a little bit less velocity. So the thing that used to disturb me is about these moving averages is like, well, you got to have the market screaming. I thought, well, tighten the moving average. God damn it, I'm not waiting that fucking long to get in a trade. I'm sorry, this is the Sunday night. If I want to sell the first pullback and not break a rule, I got to have rules, I get to the no-nonsense guys. Well, you got to have, I guess these people are so undisciplined, they're licking fucking, the pipes inside the drains, just in case there's, I don't know what the fuck. He's got an amazing, but of course he did this podcast thing and he put this stuff out there, and I guess he tapped in, so he traded the market. He put pendings out there, Apple, something. But when people scalp off of this top, they sell into that. The people that sell at the end of 4 hours because it's really up hard 4 hours. So if it's up 100 pips in 4 hours, sell at the market. If you had that ticket on deck on your fucking tablet, you could pull the trigger in 4 hours. Yeah, you're that guy. The market didn't come screaming back like it did here when you sold 4 hours, and here you sold when it went up, and then you made all this money because this entry here you could have exited anywhere down here, and this entry here you could have exited anyway. This one here you could have got anywhere down here, right? I'm not gonna fight this fucking drawing tool anymore. Just going to drag this shit around the screen, all this bullshit. But yeah, you can do this. You can say, like, this rate of change, okay, this coming down. That is like the most textbook fucking example of that trading system kicking ass. The 5-period linear. Look, clean as fuck. But some people are running a fucking 20 EMA, and they're like, they're only buying this down, see? So you can't, like, it's like, which wave are you trading? Are you buying the 20 EMA dip below the 20 EMA? This confirmation of trend here. I gotcha. There's a guy up here that's just going, dude, let's sell this fucker into here. Well, what's the difference between these two people? Well, the guy that buys this pullback, he's probably got a fucking stop down here. The guy that buys this pullback to here, he's got to stop here. That's the difference. The guy that sells a rally puts a stop. 20 pips stop, sell. Sell with a 20. Sell with a 20. Sell with a 20. The guy that's buying this is buying with a 100 pips stop, a 50. He needs to have. And then you're going to take this number and plug it into percentage. So I saw the Ryan Brown video where he's trading. Bizarrely enough, the robot is coming in like this. I wish there was a delete key for this thing. I just wrote the wrong thing. So I see the position size, and I'm just blown away. This thing's at 1.7 standard lots for some reason. Then the next trade comes in at like is it 80 or something? Like half of that. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And this trade just made $63. Okay, I got you. That's not bad. But dude, that is so crazy. So his robot just kind of just goes. It probably just does a trade like that. Okay, we're out. We're done. Now, of course, this is a weekly chart in the sense that this is a week from here to here. So we start off on Sunday night. We stop hunt here. We kind of knew there'd be a stop hunt. And it's just not that hard, right? And I really should do a trading account where I put I'd have like standard lot drops. Right? Just put 5 standard lots into this box. Exits of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pips. Right? You may not get filled, but you have to be there for the trade? Fuck no. Could you check in on it? Yeah. Is your exit going to be above here? Yeah. It's going to be on the way to this floor first for the first scalp, and there might be tickets down here that didn't fill. Like if you put orders here that did not fill, great. But if you can cash out, if you're out of most of this by here, you could just get out of the whole thing as soon as you get above the resistance. Right here. Sellers are going to come in now. Watch. Now there are people that are afraid to sell into that. There's because they're oh my God, I keep going up. There's people that are cashing out because they bought this. They held through this auction. They're looking for this vacuum to fill, and they just see they're out, and the sellers are in. There you go. Somebody's going to scalp it back to here. More than likely. Maybe not. It's not a perfect world, man. More sellers. And this thing just went long. This robot. I'm sorry. Why do I take Prof down here? I mean, he might be in a spread. I don't know. This fucking robot does. I don't care. So that's the story. You know, this is in an uptrend. You could say, "Oh, I bought down here." See, but if the market's constantly changing dynamics, then at some point, it's going to come across the path of your 8-period moving average, or your 10 exponential. Also, you could also do a how about a moving average crossover system where, you know, the 5 crosses the 6. You're in. If I put a 5-period moving average here with a 3-period moving average, you'd be, or let's say an 8 with a 9, you'd be like, yeah, as soon as it crosses over. No shit. Because that's going to be your quickest entry. But this bullshit where you have a 100, you have a 20 EMA, a 50, and a 100. What the fuck kind of, I mean, what the fuck, how in the fuck do you care about all that fucking moving average? You got 3 trading plans going? You'd need 3 trading plans. It gets so complicated so fast. People think, well, just one more filter. Yeah, just more effects on your guitar. Dude, you can't play. You can't play guitar. It doesn't matter how many effects you put on it. What the fuck you're doing? You could put effects on that till you blow your fucking brains out. You don't even have a trade plan. You don't even have an order execution written up as far as what you would risk per dumb shit idea. Sure, we could all say, oh, I'd sell that. You know, if you sell it here, you know it's going to keep going up maybe. You know, is this going to be like, oh, I got time for this? This is Sunday night coming in here. Don't forget. People are going to sell into that, and they're probably going to scalp it to here. It's no guarantee. I've never seen this data. They'll scalp it to here, right? But this stuff about, oh, you know, if you just... No, you know, I was just watching a bunch of guitar shit on YouTube. And people, oh, this is what you should do. No, you know what? I don't play professionally, so I don't give a fuck. But the amount of views they get, people want to know, how do I play like this guy? I want to play like Jimi Hendrix. Why? I don't know. I guess that to play what he did. Yeah, I guess if you're excited about Hendrix, you know, jam along with Hendrix, you have to learn guitar, but at some point, don't you have to leave home? I don't know, the people selling trading courses, they're selling, I guess on some level, the well, I don't know, everybody has a different motivation. But I guess the classic motivation is that, or the scam part that people think is, well, this guy, he's never made any money and he's selling this course and it's a dumb shit repackaged thing. And yeah, I guess so. Just like the fucking cars you see people design these days. What the fuck? What are you doing? It's just another piece of shit. So, there's nothing really in it. Well, we're GM. We can't just paint outside the box. People, we got to make them look as shitty as the other guys' cars now. All the cars look the same now, so you can't tell. Hard to criticize them, but there's a couple. I like the Ford because Ford's kind of like Ford Germany. I like the old Ford Germany stuff. Or how about Opel Germany? It's the compromise, the GM Opel. But the other stuff, even the Mercedes started to look like cheap shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And Volkswagen looks like cheap shit now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just Maybe I just like the old designs. So that's another problem. And people can live off a 5-period moving average. Trust me. And could you build a robot on it? I don't know. I guess you could. It might overtrade though. And of course they have to put another filter on it. See? But I could look at this 5-period moving average and I could still trade limits against it. So to speak, against it. So here's a pullback. If you bought this on Friday, you're holding. Now it looks like we're going to go up again. What do you think? No shit. We just pulled back. The buyers just came in. We can just see the guys have coming in here are the 5-period trend traders. They bought that pullback Sunday night. Yeah, it's going higher. I'm going to put buy limits like this. Now, the size matters, wouldn't it? Like, are you going to buy 40 standard lots right here like Hilton? Okay, you just got out. Hilton just made like 150 grand. I'm not doing that trade. I'm going to sit on the fuck that shit. But you can do it. Hilton does it. Of course, he's a burglar, but he's robbed people. He's like I said, the prisoners could outtrade anybody. Like, no nonsense. Is so timid. He's like, well, we need some confirmation on that. I would now putting a sell limit of racks up here. Yeah, it makes money. Not if it goes rocketing through. What do you do if it goes? Yeah, same thing I do as if I bought here and it goes wham, like it did here. I bought the pullback, the moving average. Wham. Well, every time I buy that pullback to the moving average, I'm getting fucked. Why is that? Oh, maybe because this would be an Elliott wave. This would be wave 2. This is wave 3. It's over. That's 4. It's 5. You missed it. This is pullback. Yeah, you're going to miss these trades. It's not even the robot's going to miss it. But yeah, that was a good trend trade. Are you going to buy the next pullback? Well, maybe it's getting a little bit long in the tooth, as they say. How many hits on this are you going to get? One. Here's one. One pullback, 2 pullback, 3, 4. Love that fucking trading system. The 5th one, they screwed me. 5-period moving average doesn't work. No. How long do you think it's going to bang on that? She's going to get broken. You're going to break her. She's broken. Once she got up above here, let's face it, her best days were behind her. Sure, you could structure trade this too. You could ignore the moving average. You could just say, okay, this is a top becoming a bottom. This is a top becoming a bottom. I'm buying every top becomes a bottom. Top becomes a bottom. I'm a structured trader. Shut up with the moving average. But there is a movie that you could trade this. There's a sell. Here's a buy. It's a high frequency system. Whereas the guy that has a limit pending here, he's like, dude, all week I waited for that. Like he could have sold into that and the scalpers pulled it back, right? Scalpers are pulling this one back. I would have sold that. That's pulling back to the 5-period. You trust this 5-period? You really trust that thing? Let it go. If you don't care, so a non-directional trader is long on Sunday night just because he doesn't care about the moving average. He's just long because it broke out. Same with this guy. Sure, it may agree with your 5-period moving average. You may say, oh, so I can see what you're saying. And this thing, oh man, you don't have to agree with her, but could you just be polite? Why are you so angry? Okay, we're coming to the 100-yard line now. Also, if my limits are decaying these last 12 hours, and these last 4 hours, and these last 2 hours. So if they're still out here when that happens, right? So I'm trying to plan out the arrival time of the bulls. And I can't see too far left on here. Let me see if I can zoom out a tad. Because I can probably get to we're probably coming up in something major vacuum or zone or, no, I don't have enough data there. I had it before when the video started. Oh well. But anyways, we just sell up into that. And if you're still long, see, this is one you say, oh God, that's, but maybe that's the second hit on the moving average. Maybe we have to reassess that. But it's pretty crude. Trading's a really crude game. And so if you need a rule system that's nice and clean, you can make this, if you feel like, you want to make a 6-period moving average? Yeah. Less trades, you're in late, make it a 40-period moving average. So if you change this moving average, it dictates your trade plan, basically. There's no escaping that. Every indicator deserves to have a trade plan built for it, that one indicator. And it's a particular entry technique, or it's either going to be on a breakout system. It's obviously going to be bracketing with stops, confirmation entry. And on a bullish and bearish candle basis, it's got to be pull the trigger at the end of that candle. You have to. So you don't have to make it a 40 lots, standard lots, or 5,000 standard lots. That would be a big trade, and probably wouldn't even move the market, And the whole big giant moves in the market is just people basically getting out. So the spreads get wide. People just even Warren Buffett supposedly sold the airlines here, and so the headline is that Warren Buffett sold the airlines, and then the truth is that he just sold like 9%. He had to get his position down to 9%. He probably already sold. He has to disclose it because he trades so big. It's so stupid. I mean, it's obviously like right in the best buy zone of the fucking world, but every goober is gonna, well, Warren Buffett sold the airlines, so maybe, honey, do you think we should sell it? Like fucking Glenn Beck. What a dumb fuck. Me and my wife went down to the bank. We went down to the brokerage firm and we sold. I mean, oh my God. Jesus Christ. I don't know. This is a litmus test for goobers, this whole fucking parade. Here, I'm 21. 21 EMA. Now, if we change the color, it's going to trade better, I think. 21 EMA. Oh, I can't fucking see that. So, let's make it black. So I can see it compared to the other one. So here's the thing. 21 linear weighted. See how I was a little bit off there. This is probably got 34. That would have given us the premium entry here. So people will do this. This is where you go down the rabbit hole of like, well, let's add the 34 then. Have you ever thought of a moving average crossover system? I think the no-nonsense guy's like, and wait till I tell you this. Is everybody sitting down? And then he shows that girl with the goofy like, well, are you still sitting down? Grab onto the handles. You ever thought I put a moving average on an indicator? When you see that, man, not even Pornhub could touch it, That's so good. Oh, God, you see this. Yeah, I'm at 34. Make this one, gold. Oh, I like that. Now, see, what you do here is when the black's above the gold, it just comes in here, you get long right there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Until over here, and you're like, I don't know about it here. Gee, works real good here. pulled back to that 34, went short. Yeah, it's a great trade, man. I love that trade. See, now, the 5 period guy, he's in here. He's long. If you remember where the 5's at, he's long. This guy gets long here. And then maybe he gets stopped out here. Do you ever think of that? I don't know why the no-nonsense guy doesn't see how hairbrown we are. And then you're waiting for a bullish day like this, and you go long, see? You're above the moving average, and then you get out up here. So what are you talking about? Then he has these fucking cherry-picked videos. Well, this is a fake rally here, see? And we shorted it, but what good did that do? Because you see the trend's up. Huh? Well, I would have bought that. Just because it's down. Yeah, I could say this is a moving average, but we shorted on the 100, don't forget. We shorted all the way up that coming this Sunday night on a grid of scalpers. That's a scalp trade. So what is a scalp? Let's just say it's 20 pips, 20 pips, 20 pips, 20 pips. But if you're over in power trading, you're going to buy here. You're going to put a stop here. And you're going to get out here and say, I'm making good money. 100 pips stop made 200 pips. That's great, dude. That's wonderful. How much money did you make on that trade? So if some guy is selling this, standard lots, he's making $200, $400, $1,000. How big did you get in this thing to make $1,000? Big ass. One position. And how long did you wait to get paid again? Well, I'd like to talk about that right now. But Bill Clinton trades Forex. Well, I did not trade with that trade plan. So, not to mention the structural issue. Well, I mean, I got in there because of structure, see? I got in there because of moving average. Why'd you get in there, Willie? I got in there because you just pulled back like the candlestick. Don't you know that's a fucking hammer after in golf? That's the other thing that cracked me up. People say, well, I took this course, and they said, well, what you do here, see, is you wait for this to go up, and then you look for like an engulfing pattern, and you get in here. Well, fuck. Thanks, man. How much does this course cost? $3,500. So some guy told me this $3,500 course. I go, what's the course? Explain the course. Well, we use a moving average crossover, and then we get in like, on this inverted hammer. Well, I'm like, at least you get an inverted hammer. Yeah, we're waiting for that setup. If we don't get it, we don't get in. It's a scratch. We're saving money. Dude, how are you making any money, though? Well, that's the trick, see? We're not losing. I know you explain. We're not losing. Well, so what I did was when we entered this thing called the Indy 500 car race, we bought the car and we just park it. Huh? We'll go on track. You see them smashing them up like that out there. Fuck that shit. We time trialed, but we ain't getting raced. What, do you think we're stupid? We ain't getting out there. How you going to win? Well, we're not going to lose. Okay, I gotcha. I don't even know why. Where's your... Look at the stop. I got the greediest fucking target on this thing. We ain't going to lose. Now get out of here. Stop. You're scaring the other traders. It's still in an uptrend. God damn it. You should have seen now the market order guy would have bought that. He would have bought that. The scalper's getting out. He knows it's like, fuck, dude. There's like plenty of fucking clear water up here. He's like, dude, I am not. I see. Yeah, I like that moving average crossover system here. Or then there's Bill Williams alligator bullshit. Well, the moving average is getting further apart. It's accelerating. That's great if it keeps going up at a blistering rate like a fucking corona breakout. But it doesn't always do that dumb shit. So if you're going to look, it's expanding. Let's buy. I don't know. I'm just so pissed off. It's corona bullshit. We can't even get people to show up at the studio. Nobody wants to. They're like, yeah, is it worth fucking making music to die? I don't know. I guess it's the artist dilemma here tonight. But that was a good buy. Like that movie. How much does that system cost again? My wife and I've saved up a lot of money. We'd like to. Oh, it's called FX. Oh, it's called Forex. Okay, yeah. Here's our money, and could you show us that indicator just one more time before we go out and get some Corona beer tonight? God damn, I don't even know. Let me speed up this Holy Grail system I built. Look at this thing treading water. This poor fucking ATR system. No, it does make money. I swear to God it does. Let me speed it up here. So, let me speed up the system. Don't make fun of our trading systems here. Carney. Harmonic trading with Carney. Is Carney all right? I'm going to speed this up quite a bit. So, we'll put him in get her done mode. Oh, yeah, I'm long. How much did you buy, Jake? Oh, I bought a lot. Oof. Wait a minute. Wait, I don't like this trade. Joe, what did you say about the moving average again? See, that's kind of a structure pullback. So, like I said, I would have had limits now in here. But then, if it comes to here, would you buy more? Well, I certainly would. Thought you'd never ask. I would definitely buy that, but see now the robot, the breakout trader, he's making money, see? The guy that sold that, and look, the moving average are just starting to cross over now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, the scalpers just raided their fucking wallet. These are buy zones. Forever. Forever, that's a buy zone. Breakout traders won. Breakout traders are stacking it up, scalping to the floor. Supposedly the moving average guys are like, yeah, it's in a downtrend now. We got the crossover. Now we're just waiting for the pattern. Got the crossover. Just wait. Let your indicators catch up now, son. Just take it easy. You're going to be all right. Ooh, the scalpers just cashed out on that one. Oof, they took it and they ran with it. More buy limits. Bring it. Bring it. Buy limits. Gobble those up. And maybe you pulled the trigger here and went short. You know, the breakout traders got on the train here. The non-directional guys are already making money. Okay, the limit guys are waiting for a retracement set back to the floor where the breakout traders got in, and they figure that don't forget the trend traders they're licking their chops to go short any moment. Maybe they have a sell stop here. Continuation traders, right? Oh, I forgot that was the phrase. What are continuation trend traders? Don't make fun of us, please. It's not nice when you make fun of other traders, you know. So I had some guys say it a couple months ago. You know, I really can't, what you're saying is kind of, I can't take it seriously. I mean, maybe you'll have a point or something, but you're so rude that the point gets lost in your crude and rudeness. Well, that's the point. That's just so you don't, if you think I want you to do what I'm doing, and the markets would stand still if I told you what I was doing. I was listening to this Wysocki guy. Oh my God. You know, I'm talking with Rich Man, Poor Dick. And the guy is so like, he's like, I'm making tons of money, but I'm getting killed in the market. He's so zen. But, you know, he's Asian. He's very zen about it. And this thing. And then I watched this other guy, Charles, some rich fuck. Becky Quick's interviewing him. He sounds just like Warren Buffett. He's partner. He's vice president of Berkshire Hathaway. Big putz, big socialist. Oh yeah, like we should have a value-added tax. Yeah, more taxes. Yeah, just keep going, dude. So just tax the fuck. It's not. None of it's fair. It's a mixed economy. We're full tilt capitalist socialist. No, actually, this is like turbo. Turbo capitalism, mixed economy socialism. So they'll always say, well, you know, over there in Sweden or Denmark, they have socialism. They have what they call they call it something else. Assisted living, I don't know. But it's not like over in China where like, you say you have a cough, here, you've just been screwed shut in your house with Those screws that you can't undo, the ones in the bathroom, one-way screws. So I think we can see all the scalpers feasting on this new low here, Sunday night. All right, so a lot of small amount of pips to be made here. But every time it tugs down lower, look how it comes back up. It's just dipping in that window. Now it looks like a full plunge. The trend traders are just getting on their short train here. Is this velocity too low? Well, that's the thing. People start to try to optimize this on the fly. Well, what we got to do here, say, is that we have to add another indicator because we got to filter out these bad trades. It doesn't matter because if you're going to do it in layered trades, then if you can scalp here while it's scalpable, and you can swing while it's swingable, and you can trend trade when it's trendable, then nothing can touch you. Because you really got to, and if you can handle a 200 pip move against you as you buy into this, so here's my other buy limit, still pending. Let me stretch it out here into the future so that you can see that we all knew this price existed. Oh boy, it's not going to let me do it. So I'll have to draw a new one on top of that one. Okay, so I'm buying this 100 pip window, and we're going to scalp into where the trend traders are. So the trend traders should have sold here. They should have sold here. They should have sold here. Breakout traders sold there. The scalpers scalped, and the scalpers are in now. Kind of swing scalpers, retracement scalpers, whatever you want to call it. Bounce, dead cat bouncers. Another trend trade, but now it's suspicious to me because we've dipped into this buying window. So I'm gobbling up here. I've scalped to this. The trend traders are selling that at the market. Looking for another leg down, but maybe we won't get it. Because why? Because it's Sunday night now. It's a whole new week. And if they buy it here and they run it up all week, like they bought it here and they sold it here, at the end of the week we had a perfect shaved, almost a shaved candle here, a big body candle from the opening of the week to the end of the week. Then we come in Sunday night, it's a whole different story. They've stop hunted the support of the week. I mean, they took out the middle of the week last week on Friday, and here comes the recovery or the retracement. That's not done. Maybe they're not done going down, but it gets very suspicious to start selling these old beat up trends now. Well, that's why we have the 100 period move. Every Sunday, Joe Stam keeps us. But then you need a rule for that, and you need a trade for that, because what's the point? 100 period. Well, everything here's been happening under the 100 periods. We only go short, son. Don't you know we're directional traders? God damn it. So, but see, that's the one thing Bill Williams also said that I found very difficult to do was, say you buy here. Well, you have a sell stop here to protect that position, and you have another sell stop to go the other way. Yeah. And that's why what he's saying is, fractally speaking, it broke out, go with it. He's a breakout trader, in essence. So see how that worked? See the violence at that price range? See the rejection off of that? Yeah, because all the buying from here down, wow, and all the buying under this floor, and we scoop down Sunday night. People come in, they buy it. Big run up, probably some bullshit news, jobs report, who the fuck knows? Comes back, people buy it. And people sold that because it was up hard in 4 hours and they sold. Well, you can't sell it. Yeah, you could actually, because the moving average haven't crossed over yet. You're way above the moving average, and maybe that's part of your rule. I only sell that's cloud trading rules. I only sell if it's below here, see? Well, it's up now, but the trend line says it's down, and you'll see these guys on the Discord thing and stuff talking about that. Yeah, well, I get mixed signals here. Because what's happening really around them, they do have an indicator. They think that's the indicator that's making it work, but really what's going on is you see this wedge here, and you see this big void. Once that void's filled, right up to here, into there, it's done. And then it leaves behind a void that needs to be filled. And here comes Sunday night again. Look at how the week is barely up. It's a doji, right? It's like an inverted hammer week. We got the wick, open and close. I call this the Mexican hat trade. Nice breakout here. Plenty of void up here, plenty of void down here. We could still go plunging down here. So how to catch a falling knife? You need more than one finger. 40 fingers maybe. Here comes the trend traders. We're above the moving average. They've crossed over back here. They're buying that first pullback at the market, and the breakout traders are about to get filled on either direction. Not directional break. They just long they're up. Sellers in here. We expect to have a serious reaction off of this and come ripping back. Meanwhile, I think a lot of people want to ride it up into this sell window right there. Right there, there's going to be a big battle. So this is just something that I noticed that I think is true, is that this order block, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that's an order block. Damn it, you stealing that stuff from RCT again? There'll be a huge reaction above that wick. It starts right there. Now, we're getting a reaction above this wick too. This is a prominent high, and we expect the structure traders to buy. If that they think that's a top, which you know it's a top, they would buy, pull back here. We got confirmation from a moving average too. Okay, so we would have bought every pullback. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in 4K, 4 standard lots. We cashed out. Look at the reaction in that window. That was the scalpers. That's the scalpers and the people that want to buy back at this structure. And boatload of money there. They just made easy money off of the top of this. That's why it's doing that so quickly and so harshly. Here comes the trend traders, but it looks like they're going to plug it down again. It looks like we could go for what they call it, a rogue wave down here. The trend traders are buying. Oh, nice. Now, here's you wish you would have had a bigger trade on. That was Sunday night opening. This is Friday's close, a bullish week. And look at that. Would you look at that? And look at the reaction you're going to get up here in this notch. Psycho sellers there. They already scalped that. That's all predetermined. You could have put all, now sell limits galore up here, right? And buy limits galore. Whatever you can afford. You know, don't forget the tip of your waitress. So if you play back the market in a 4-hour chart and you say, wow, would you, and this, I guess you're back testing this trade system, so to speak. But you can see how you'd really have to be like, wow, by every 4 hours it pulls back, build a position. And look at the violence as it goes through this top. Look at as it, all your sell limits are making money right now. Everything you placed above that order block back here. And then the trend traders come in. A lot of volatility there. That's some smoke and volatility. So somebody made 100 pips off of that pullback, and here comes the trend traders, and I'm putting my buy limits in here. The structured traders that are bears are like, oh, this is a bottom becoming a top. I sold right there. Breakout traders are waiting for the market to calm down, and boom, they are long, and they are out. And there's a big reaction off of that. Off of that top. Now we could go plunging into here. There we go, Sunday night all over again. So I'm looking for a plunge into this next week here. And every 4 hours I could assess it. I could start building my hedges now, non-directionally, and Sunday night, because it looks like it could go up or down. And you got to keep changing your tactics. Every week's a different adventure. What do we do here? Do we run stops? Do we run limits? Do we run market orders? Well, you could run all three. And that gives you the way that you can trade all these people's winning trade plans. All three that should be traded when they should be traded. It shouldn't be that hard to see the drummer's point of view, the bass player's point of view, and the guitarist's point of view, like in a trio. Yeah, I can see. Because why would you play in the band if you couldn't see what? Okay, just play a solo then. Don't even have a band, right? But here, if you have the beat of the market, the timing of the market, which is the closing prices, is it up or down in 4 hours or 4 weeks? Each week, it's a bullish week, it's a bearish week. Okay. Then where are you in the structure of the market? I guess that's the fourth consideration. What is the volatility of the last 4 hours if you're on a 4-hour bar? Or are you going to say, what's the volatility of this today? What's the top and bottom of the wick? Then the question is, am I going to wait for the market to calm down? Or do I have a trade plan for a calm market? Do I have a trade plan for a loud market? A really vicious market? And if you don't have one, and it's more expensive to trade a volatile market, when the market's quiet, people are like, I'm not making any fucking money. So you have to trade bigger, pay more commissions and more spreads. So when the markets heat up, that's why no nonsense is like, I don't see how you guys are making money from a market that's barely moving, because they're trading bigger than you. And better, probably. It wouldn't be too hard. So, and of course, you're not allowed to talk about, the Goober Club. It's like if you go into Discord and you say, yeah, I'm doing a 3-period. Well, we don't use a 3-period moving average. Now get the fuck out of here. There's like, what's your baseline? A 1-period moving average. Get the fuck out of here. You're not a no-nonsense guy. Okay, well, I'm just here as a plant, like a mole. Jesus Christ. So, anyways, that's a 4-hour chart. I don't know if that helps, but that's what I'm thinking. Here I still got my buy limits pending, looking for a big dippity do. And this is Sunday night, and that's a breakout, and people are making money on the short side. And they're going against the trend traders here. There's just breakout traders are making money, right? Because like it's an uptrend according to 34, and we don't trade that unless it's we do. All those rules, I could just blow my fucking brains out. Can you imagine playing with somebody like that? Well, we play songs, but we don't play. Here's the keys we don't play in. Give you a list of the keys we don't play in. Oh, that'd be great. I don't want to make a mistake, And then, so lately, it's happened the last couple of years. I just started playing like no key, Chromania. I just play in Chrome. I don't care no more. So I'll play like, I can play pleasant, sappy bullshit on guitar, but I kind of like to play disturbing shit now, like Serial Killer licks, like, just like half, not even augmented beyond diminished, because I just like that. I like kind of static, abstract stuff. The market's like that. It's a real fucking mess. It's not a utopian thing. You can't put a moving average on it and just never have a bad trade. Look at they came into my buy limit window here. Anything below this week, I'm a buyer. But look at all those little scalps. And it's one of those situations just like back here where just kept dicking around. But the dicking around area is bigger now. So that's the whole thing that's really screwing people up is they're like, yeah, but this is a same pattern. But boy, is that a vicious little romp. And they're, this, and also gobbling up this kind of thing. Now we could rip back into this because we've satisfied this hole on the north side, right? Here's Sunday night again. Wow, now it's really like, what's going to go on here? And where are we at here? So 108 on the euro. We're all the way back to 4 years ago right now. So this is 4 years ago. It's at 108 or 6 years ago. God, am I making any money on this fucking thing? It's 4 years ago. Look at it, we're making money. See? All right, I'm just going to blow through the chart for kicks here. Let me take it up to like high speed. Yeah, this is where the euro goes up, I think. I don't know, it's kind of like I'm going to go full tilt. So here's the breakout bot trading that. Pretty crazy, huh? But since it only trades, it rarely trades. I said it's a 1, 2, 4. It makes money, actually. It's not killing it, but it's got the trailing stop. Let's see how this is such a giant move. And this 34 with the 21 moving average it's not the best thing in the world, you know. It's like Renko kind of bullshit. See, here's where you get killed. See, it pulls back, but it just crushes the moving average. Just annihilates it. Here's where the trend bot gets destroyed. All this bullshit. And some of these moves are so big that it doesn't have a chance to profit from the full move because it can't see that you would have to extend your take profits because of where it's going into these holes. So I do a maximum zoom out here, and then look at these giant caverns here. So we know that this is a place it could go. But amazingly, the breakout bot can make money, even though it does a lot of harebrained trades. Let me just fast forward to the end. Skip the data here. And then I'll just show you the trades I put on manually that I had to trade breakouts manually. So I waited for my ATR to drop down and give me the entry. So that worked out. Got a little lag here before this repaints. So this is destroying my processor, this playback, but I'll just go look at the fucking chart. So it's making money. I guess I can't go any faster. I was going to skip to the end, but I can't get this to repaint up higher. Anyways, it makes money. Here, let's go to the charts then. Let's see if I can go to... I guess I can't. Trust me, it makes money here. Let's just do this. Stop it, and then reboot it. Reboot it with a skip to the end. It trades very quickly, so... Yeah, look at this thing. So this is 4 years of data. So there you go. It's 10Ks, trade 10Ks. But see, if you open the account here, this is where you'd say, well, it's not doing too good. That's why this is bullshit data. And it's kind of fake. It's not reality. I'm definitely a buyer of the Boeing here. From here all the way down, it's a buy. Stock market. So on the weekly, that's the weekly stock market. Those are the buy zones. On the daily, a lot of buyers down here. I mean, the Corona thing's peaking right now. So, and the volatility after this point here was like, I mean, when we saw this, we go, holy God. Now, that was the sell that I'm sure No Nonsense did not take because he doesn't have the magical moving average that I would have on there as an 8 period. We sell that. Sell that on the 5, and then are you selling this one? Here's the burn, right? So there's where you get burned on your trend trading. The guy on No Nonsense Discord that bought crude, I mean, he sold crude. He got obliterated, right? He's like, I'm getting a signal to sell crude. Oh, God, thanks for the buy signal. Hey, buddy, that was great that you sold there. So he sold down here, and that was good. Selling under $30 a barrel. Genius. If this isn't ripping back to 40, so I'm filling up my car tomorrow all the way. We're coming back to like this and this. And I don't know. They claim that there's a fucking bidding war between Whatever, dude. I don't think it's true. I mean, in the sense that why is it that magically, when the stock market went down, so did stocks? Huh. I wonder why. They just bid it down. They bid it down. It's not Russia against stocks. That's not true. This went down just like stocks went down. Well, wait a minute. They have a bidding war on stocks too? That's bullshit story. Why do people say that? No, you don't understand. The Saudi prince and the... Oh, they just keep on going. I'll give it to you lower. Why is it we're moving in concert with the stock market? Doesn't have anything to... What makes you think that they're not part of... What makes you think they don't have shares in some of these stocks? What makes you think they're not selling? Panic selling. There's so many things that people assume. It's just incredible. But who the fuck cares anyways? What is the real underlying fundamental cause of this shit? And I watched the Ryan Brown video where he says at the end, well, you know, this corona thing's going to affect different countries different ways. And, you know, you got to figure out which countries kind of like not getting sick anymore and like buy into their, invest in their currency. What? They're cross rates. Well, yeah, what you do there is you take a chart of how many people are getting sick in the United States versus Australia, and then you just go along Australia through less people dying. You're kidding, right? No. But then he says, better stick with the robot I built. No shit, because the robot you built, it's like this one here. It makes money till it doesn't. Like any robot. Look at this thing screaming back. Man, that thing's just going to go berserk. Stocks are going to come ripping back. It's a bear market. Exxon's coming back off the floor there. Yeah, it's not going to come ripping right back up, but you know, it is a look at the CAD yen, buy CAD. Look at this dip in the window on the monthly. Look at that. Wow. Nice selling that moving average though. Yeah, that comes in handy, those Goober indicators. Well, you know, that RSI was built for, like, I think, cow herding or something, like sheep shaving. That was the funniest thing I ever saw in my life when that no-nonsense guy said, you know, the CCI index was built around, like, aviation. Yeah, I know, but I'm making money with it. I mean, well, you know, the CCI thing. Looks like gold's had it on the 4-hour. Looks like they're about to pull back here. Getting all coming after this stuff. Yeah, what's the fate of gold there? What's going to happen to gold, people? I got it. And then Ryan Brown bragged about fucking 10 times. I made the call on... I don't like to make calls, and I certainly don't trade the calls I make. What is that? Virtue signaling that I wouldn't take a trade that I made a call on. And then it's like, dude, just because you made a call in a direction, we can all make calls all day long. And if we traded, even if we did trade it, don't you wish you traded it bigger? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's FX Falcon or something. It's like, so maybe a white label of, who's ever got the white label of the, this one I'm using, Hugo's Way. Which is JFX, which is this, which is that, you know. But, that is the dippity do on Gold Daily. A lot of buyers in there. Gobbled that up and dumped it. Maybe it is going to go to the moon. I don't know. I'm tuning into Adam Schiff to see what they're doing with the gold market. And the other guy, I can't remember the silver guy. People used to talk about the gold. I got to look up Bull Pony. He's probably has smoke coming out of his ears right now. Over these markets. What else is there? Oh, goddamn, let's see. Okay. There's the Dow. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what happened. Everything's dead in the water. The music stopped. Everybody's just waiting. S&P 500. The trend traders want to sell it there, I'm sure. But I'd be careful because, wow. Wow, wow, wow. It could still go down a little bit. But if this is the beginning of some big bear market, then where are you going to sell it? I ask you, where are you going to sell it? Up here? Up here? Sell it now? Because I don't want to miss out. It could go down. Would you buy it here? Actually, if you do sell it, where do you get out? Down here? What's going on in the world, son? It's depression. It's coming down here. People talking about depression. How do you know that the trend's over also? When you hear this dumb shit like, see, Alex Jones, I watched him for a little bit. Then he came on with like, I told you about this and that. And then he started twisting the words like a fucking libtard CNN reporter. The guy said that unless nobody's... No, he didn't say that. He said when the curve changes. So he's selling his zinc and he's crying and shaking his head like fucking Curly from the goddamn Three Stooges. Fuck. But the most satisfying thing is today watching Trump say, I'm sorry, but we weren't designed to sit here and fucking pick our noses while people fucking die. Yeah, there are going to be people that commit suicide, especially the people that are like, when they come to their, I have a couple of friends that are very wealthy and they died, they committed suicide as soon as they, and this is from the 2008 thing, as soon as they couldn't afford their mortgage, they're just like, see you, bye-bye. They couldn't sell their house and move into a small apartment because they were living on a fucking $2 million house, so they can't just downgrade like that. You'd be a loser. But it was more important for them to, for this guy to, I guess, have this presentation of being wealthy, and I guess it's a big deal. Having money is a big deal. And the trading thing really tracks the, get rich slow, get rich quick. The whole idea of being rich, like somehow that's better than poor, right? But what do you consider rich? And the guy that was like, I make $16,000 a day? Sure, if you risk $48,000 a day, you probably can make $16,000 a day. Maybe you make 20 grand a day. Next day you only make 8 grand, then you make that. But I don't really make that kind of money, and I've never made that kind of money, so I just don't care. Because I don't need money like that. I don't have an expense like that. I guess I could if I wanted to. But after you've bought like a $20,000 piece of equipment that's a toy, and you're like, okay, I'm still an asshole. I don't know if this is helping. And it's like, look at Charlie Sheen, right? If you want to see this doesn't matter. It doesn't, what's your contribution to life? What is, are you doing something charitable? Are you doing something nice? Are you, I don't know. What's the meaning of life? Viktor Frankl, you got to have meaning in your life. Well, you're doing something for some meaning. And, the comics, people that are comedians, musicians, are they doing something meaningful? Is that essential work? I don't know. I think music's kind of essential. I was watching people, listen to some jazz music, and I see people commenting. They go, if the end of the world's coming, I'm glad I heard this song. Because what are you doing anyways with all that fucking money? Is it just to have a car that goes fast? I guess, right? If you're like a guy that appreciates or loves the feeling. So I have a friend that likes to be on a motorcycle because he likes the feeling of freedom. That it's just like you hit the throttle and it's literally like you're just free. You're free. So maybe you want to trade because you want to buy a better motorcycle. Or maybe you just like trading, or maybe you just like, and I guess trading is a good sport lately because you can do it indoors by yourself. And they just say trading is a lonely business. Well, it turns out that was a good thing, right? Just like the disposable garbage bags. And there'll be all sorts of new industries. I can already see that we're probably going to get to the point here where we have like somebody's going to come up with a gizmo where you sit on a chair in Starbucks. You have a 30% chance of getting sick today. You need to leave the seat number 48 needs to leave the room. I'd be okay with that actually. If you're like, dude, I'm just going to test myself at home. I don't know. I mean, I always did wonder, like people would show up, and I have allergies to beat the band, but they're not contagious. But I'd go to visit people. I had this little coffee group in the morning. We'd go and hang out, and I'm like totally sneezing and runny nose. I mean, just like nose is just running like a heroin addict. And since I'm just doing meth, I'm like, why is my nose running? But so I'm like, Jesus Christ! I mean, these people must think you fucking are risking our lives with your run. This is 3 months ago. And then people weren't showing up. I couldn't see these are older people. Older than me. Fucking old people. I've been talking to a lady that was 80 years old. And I'm like, no, these people aren't showing up. And I go, oh, I think I figured it out. Yeah. This is before they started shutting shit down. So the very first whiff of the corona, and these people are out. And I thought, oh, God, I see what you're saying. And then I was there just before they closed Starbucks, and it was just me and this one girl. And I thought, okay, it's going to be like this, huh? Of course, then I had to, had a little dry cough. I thought, well, here we go. Let's test the waters, see. And now it's kind of like, it's just weird. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just fun. It's like when they suppose you're going to drop the bomb. They used to do the air raid things in school, and you get under your desk and put your head between your knees. Brace for the end of the world, kids. Fire drills, they'd call them, and there used to be bomb shelters and stuff. They reopened this Colorado mountain Cold War cave. They just reopened it. What's it called? Chesapeake or something. I mean, that's like, wow, that's some hardcore shit. It's like a movie. It's like a Adrenaline Strain when they went 8 floors down in this building. And it is just fucking, watching this shit is just like, come on. I mean, you got to be kidding me. No, they're not kidding. I mean, like I said, the movie's about coming to an end here. And, wow, Trump today, man, talking about, he's like, yeah, once you're on a ventilator, dude, he goes, if you're on a ventilator, it's like he didn't say if he's like, dude, you're dead. By the time you get to the ventilator, the fact that nobody wants to take this hydroxychloroquine stuff, I mean, it's just, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Well, it's not approved and it's okay for the fish tanks, but what kind of fucking, I mean, it's like a goober on goober. If goobers were allowed to breed, I think they were. That is the problem with the welfare state. We've bred a lot of goobers, and Darwin was people with money don't even have kids. Smart people don't have kids. You can see what happened, right? So that's a problem. And it's just like, wow. It's going to be one hell of a fucking ride, but the ride's kind of over. We're just kind of like the volatility. The market's kind of getting calmed down, and you know that it's over when people start. Okay, how do you know when the trend's over, as far as this corona bullshit? We need to see a mass shooting. We can't get a school shooting going because the schools are closed. And the malls are closed. Are the malls closed? Is there any malls anymore? How about a strip mall shooting? There's probably not going to be a Vegas shooting because there's nobody at a big fucking event anymore. And I don't know, the Antifa guys aren't out on the street beating the shit out of people. So are we saving lives there? It's all these pieces of shit that were like shooting up schools and acting all badass and I'm just traveling, I'm not driving, and they've all shut the fuck up amazingly. I don't even. It's so funny. They're the biggest pussies of all, I suppose, right? The biggest cowards of all. These people that were, well, we're gonna do and cut people's heads off on TV and shock them. What happened to those fucking assholes? I guess we killed a lot of them, but the terrain has changed. I remember 20 years ago, they're cutting people's heads off and filming it and broadcasting to terrorize. And now everybody's all terrorized by this corona. I think that this is really going to put a dent in terrorism because, we can't scare those Americans anymore. They always shit their pants out over corona. Now what are we going to do? It's a hell of a time to be alive. I mean, the amount of data and the amount of stuff coming at you here is just mind-blowing. The death rate kind of backed off a little bit on the corona, though. I think we got 1,300 dead yesterday. New York City's kind of leading the pack here. New York City. So deadly they named it twice. Oh, 1.2 million cases worldwide. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. So I guess this is like the disease from hell, they're claiming. What do we got here? USA. Come on. Give me a number. We got 22 new deaths today. So we just rolled over the clock here. I guess at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 22 new deaths coming into Sunday. Still waiting for the refresh. So yeah, what did we hit yesterday here? We got new deaths. I guess that's the leading edge. China, 3 new deaths. Oh, they're getting honest. I think that the data is intermittent for them. I like how people assume they know. Well, it's bad data. How do you know? Well, I can't trust them. You trust fucking Spain? You trust Italy? You trust all these other motherfuckers? Well, yeah. Yeah, we do. Mexico, you trust them? They're probably making that shit up so somebody helps them. Look at total deaths. Mexicans are keeping it under control. I thought they were all rubbing it. Well, they didn't really report very many. Are they testing down there? I like how the Mexicans are like, dude, get a taco. You're fine. And they were saying Mexico, I guess everybody left Mexico and moved to the United States. Does anybody live there anymore? Oh man, this is just too much. You can't believe this. You're living in a real insane time. It's like 2008, but a different chessboard. Different game. Same shit, different day. Okay, new deaths. So, total cases. Let's go for that. That's the metric, right? Falkland Islands. Who knew? Falkland Islands. Who knew anybody was still living there? Okay, new cases 400. So we're able to hit this yesterday. What did we total out at yesterday? Another 1,300. Yes. I think that's actually from the day before. I don't trust that number. Did we really climax at the same amount? No, that's not right. So we got to get a piece of data to come in here before we can jump back to yesterday. Because no, that was it. I don't think we hit. I was watching this into the close. Man, I can't believe I'm saying I'm watching like body counts into the close to determine my next fundamental trade. But I think fundamentally, Ryan Brown's right, is the test drop off. We got to go along that country. I don't know, I guess psychologically it's safe to go back investing. Who wants to invest in people that are about to die? You know what? I mean, is that we figure that the money comes from people being productive? I don't know. Is that still capitalism still keeping this fucking thing going? Man, you go to the store now. There's so much product on it. It's like, come on. There's so much water you could die now. Go to the store tonight. I'm like, dude. Well, it's time for you to restock because it's coming again, man. I'm just save a bullet for yourself when you're in the shelter. That's what they say. Save a bullet for yourself. Anyways, I'm going to go back to watching some more really... Actually, I watched this one movie called... free movie. It's called something like... something Do No Harm or something. Kind of twisted ending to it. But, so this is the end of the world, I guess. We're looking at the end of the world. Here's what I did trade, though. This is my... I got in here with the script. I made money on that smash down. I even put a little bit on here. Then I stopped trading after this big candle move. After this big candle, I stopped trading, and then I put on a hedge here. Coming back the other way, I'm slightly up. Then I did the same trade here. I got in on the euro dollar last minute, and then I had the breakout trade running here. I had a euro versus the pound trade down here. That was on the video I did last time because I said, well, you know what? It's low ATR. I didn't get on this candle, but I sure got it in that one. That one made money, but it actually could have made more because you see my take profit is these blue lines, and I could have had a little more stretch on that. And I wasn't going to pull the trigger after that. Here's another missed opportunity. Could have pulled the trigger there. Low true range, could have pulled the trigger there. This very small candle, right? As we see by the wonderful ATR indicator buy. Put on trade here. Now here you could make a claim. You got a little trap to the long side, but it's okay. You made up for the plunge. And Sunday night's coming, and we would put another bracket here, and we stack that up as long as the ATR is low. And whether it goes here, okay, we don't care if it goes here or here on the break on this account. But I'm up 59. I was up $89 when the euro dollar came up into this. So they engulfed they rejected the floor here on this 1 hour. And right there I was at like 80 or 90 bucks. I could have got out as we clipped into these fractals right here. The limit trades that you bought here, there was a scalp to that, then bounced again. Coming into Sunday night, I'm going to put some limits in here, but I'm going to bracket. So on this account, I'm just going to bracket. So on my account, I would bracket and limits, but this one I'm trying to go pure hedge trading breakout. Confirmation in either direction. The other thing you could do is you could put a buy limit. I mean, it's endless what you could do, but say you put a buy limit here, buy stop there, and you bought one at the market every time it pulls back. That's a triple approach. You could also put on a hedge at the market with a tight stop. You could put a bracket, and you could put limits on either side so that you could sell here and buy here on limits. It's what you feel. There's no hard rule. And there's not one way to trade. And yes, I get that people are like, well, you know, this is his trading system and you got to respect it. No, I don't have to. I can say, I see what you're doing, but you're missing all sorts of other opportunities because you're so narrowly focused. Like I say, it's like buying clothing for a woman you haven't met. And you're saying, this is the ruby slipper thing, isn't it? Or the Cinderella story, you know. The slipper, you know, look at the fits. You know, I fucked you at the party. Here's oh, you're the girl I fucked. Huh? Yeah. Slipper fits. It's crazy because you just turn into a fucking pumpkin or something. It's hard to, well, you could have sex with a pumpkin, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe that was some kind of like sick joke, that story. That fairy tale. So that's the market. And look at that S&P. Depression's coming. Oh, these guys are killing me. I got to go watch X-22, and they're going to reveal. So Alex Jones is coming on rap now. He's going to reveal Q. Dude, Q is bullshit. Q is like fucking Fibonacci. Q is like saying, I trade on astrological signs. Yeah, I know. I know you do. Well, yeah, because can't you see? The planets are moving the markets. Yeah. I'm sure there's some guy going, there was a solar flare during the sell-off and a chemtrail. And then, oh my God, then Alex Jones is back with the chemtrails. Dude, there's no such thing as chemtrails. The Earth's not flat. Big boys don't move the market. Well, look at the sell-off there. Well, they say the retail guys are scared. Now, you know what's moving that market? Everybody. Everybody that's selling it, they're selling it. It could be a big boy, a little boy. It could be grandma. Most likely, it is people that have all sorts of trade plans. They have stops to protect their position. They're already short. The day traders feast on that, and the people that trade those other time frames or the algos or whatever they are, yeah, that thing picks up momentum. Besides, I said it before, and I'll say it again. When you go from here to here, you don't think this is volatility. You don't think this is volatility. It's like, oh, hey, this could get crazy. This is nothing. This move is fucking nothing. You should be able to see that coming during this. It's unstable. This is stable. This is unstable. This is a stable, nice move. This wick, you got to say to yourself, dude, it can get crazy. Stable, stable, stable. What were the headlines here? Oh my God, it's the end of the world. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years. And then here comes Trump, his fake rally. This, by the way, we are right in the middle of this chart. So when we were back here, we didn't know this existed. I think a lot of people knew if we ever got up here, that was like, well, this is going to get crazy. Like, this is crazy. We just took out the low from the bottom of the year on this 1 month wick. Man, they came in and bought that like crazy. And even in golf to here, this whole thing is an auction. To here, and then it's like, whoa. And then there's a 38% pullback on the Fibonacci. And then again, wow, it's an uptrend. Oh, trend just turned down. We only shorted it, now it's bear market. Really? Because you use this pace of moving average? Did you say that here? Oh, it's a bear market. Ouch. Yeah, I know. This is inherently bullish, dude. Unless they blow up every fucking person that's still alive. Anyways, I gotta go. It's too much stress.